of you, a little bit more in the way of cloud cover for others, but quite frankly, not all that bad of a day out there. We're looking at plenty of temperatures, a little bit above normal for this time of the year. And by the time the day is all done, we will be looking at temperatures pretty close to 50 degrees, if not a little bit warmer. On top of all of that, though, the big news, if you want to call it the headline for the weather today, is definitely going to be the wind. We are expecting the winds to continue to increase as we go through the afternoon. And a good part of the beginning of the weekend is going to be on the blustery side as well. We owe it all to a couple of systems, number one being a low-pressure system, which is over western parts of Lake Superior. That low is going to be tracking eastward and wind up over Toronto by tonight and early tomorrow morning. And as a result, it's going to be pulling a warm front up through the state, first of all, and then a cold front moving through a little bit later on this afternoon and into the evening hours. And along with that is going to come the opportunity of some snow shower, snow flurry activity for the northern part of the lower peninsula. Upper peninsula right now, we've got some winter storm watches and warnings up. The central and eastern parts of the UP have been picking up quite a bit of snow in a real short period of time. Northern Michigan in the lower peninsula, anything to the north of Highway 72, they are going to be looking at measurable amounts of snow there. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised if you see some reports late tonight or early tomorrow morning of those areas in the lower peninsula picking up as much as 9 inches of snow. And that snow is going to be windblown. We're talking better than 40 miles per hour. And the closer you get to the low pressure, the more intense that wind is going to be. So I wouldn't be a bit surprised if the upper peninsula and right around the Straits area has wind gusts of close to 50 miles per hour. So if the Mackinac Bridge if they're not thinking about closing it right now, they very possibly will. So if you do want to do some traveling heading to the north, because yes, they do have snow up there, you might want to give yourself a little bit more time getting there because, they're going to have the wind. And yes, very definitely, they're going to have the snow. Matthew, right now, what do we have on the thermometer?
Currently, over at the airport, it's cloudy at 36. Over in Midland, it's cloudy at 37. Here, Radio Center, it's cloudy at 38. We have south winds at 18, gusting up to 32 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 29.46. And I don't have it on my sheet whether it's falling or steady.
It is falling right now. 6 to 12 inches of snow, Matthew. That's what we're looking at for the eastern 2/3 of the upper peninsula and the tip of the lower peninsula over the next 24 to 36 hours. Again, as I said, the best chance of that snow will be north of Highway 72. Wind advisories are up for us and will continue until about 6 o'clock tonight. Mostly cloudy skies as that wind begins to pick up coming out of the south and the southwest. And then tonight it's going to become more northwesterly because of the cold front moving through. But it's not going to drop off the wind very much. We're still going to be looking at wind gusts of close to 40 miles per hour tonight. On top of that, we're looking for a low tonight of 14. So we are really going to have some wind chills to contend with tonight. Tomorrow, it'll be partly to mostly sunny pretty much all day. We'll still have that northwest wind, but it'll be gusting only to about 30 miles per hour. But given the fact that the temperature tomorrow will only get warmer than 22, it is going to be pretty chilly for a good part of the day tomorrow. So if you are going to be outdoors doing anything or trying to get some things done and these warmer temperatures spoiled you, so you think you can go out there and get a few things done now, get some cleanup done, you're going to be working in some pretty chilly conditions tomorrow. Tomorrow night will drop down to about 15 for a low. The winds will finally die down. We'll be looking at winds out of the northwest at about 10 miles per hour, and it'll become westerly during the day on Sunday. Partly cloudy skies to mostly sunny skies, 30 for a high on Sunday, 20 for a low on Sunday night. Then moving into Monday, the work week. We are going to be looking at partly cloudy skies to start, becoming cloudy, 42 for a high. And Monday night, we'll see another weather pattern. This one will be developing over Colorado and move into Kansas late Monday night and early Tuesday morning. It'll be pushing some moisture up at us. We'll have a chance, ever so slight, the best chance will be after midnight, of getting a rain-snow mix. I think it'll be mostly rain because our temperatures are only going to drop off to about 35, 36 degrees on Monday night. And Tuesday, Fat Tuesday, we're going to have a rain-snow mix to start off with, but then mostly rain, 48 for a high, 40 for a low on Tuesday night, with, again, a very good chance of getting rain shower activity. And that will continue into the day on Wednesday. Mostly rain on Wednesday, middle 40s for a high, but then a mix of rain and snow on Wednesday night with a low of 26. Then on Thursday, partly cloudy skies, middle 30s. That's what we're going to look at. And then as we approach the next weekend, we are going to be looking still at some temperatures hovering at or a little bit above normal. Normal, what is it? Well, 36 in the afternoon and 21 at night. We're looking for the period of the 5th through the 13th to be average as far as our temperatures go and above normal as far as the moisture is concerned. We are going to have another system. Now, there's a pretty good size system that will affect our weather the middle of next week. We're looking for 2 more at least to take us up until about the 15th of the month. And right now it looks as though they're going to be right on the border between all rain or all snow. So we'll just have to see how things shake out. Average, above average, as we said, as far as the moisture is concerned. And then as we move into the remainder of the month of March, we're looking for the final 15 days of March to average out above normal on the moisture. I think it's going to pretty well average out as far as temperatures go for the remainder of the month. Record high in the state was set last year, and that was tied from 2018. 61 was our high, 21 was our low a year ago, and we picked up 1/3 of an inch of rain. And incidentally, a year ago today, we had wind gusts of 45 miles per hour. Record low in this state is 8 below zero. That was set in 2014. And 2014, the 28th of February, the coldest, 18 was our high, 8 below zero was our low. The warmest was in 2018, 61 was our high, 37 was our low. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, Matthew, who do we have today?
Up next, we have Gary Kaufman from Star of the West, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
But before we get to them, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. You know, the weather, we keep telling you about all of this stuff that's happening. You never really know what Mother Nature's going to throw at you. The Sarr Agency encourages each and every one of you to be prepared. Take advantage of the good weather. Protect yourself against the bad. You never know what's going to happen from one day to the next, but you do when you work with the Sarr Agency. They do give you that little bit of certainty that every farming operation needs. And remember, They are licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. Their agents can be reached directly on their cell for questions or emergencies. Or you can call the office, 989-868-4722. The Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Along with us, speaking of you never know what's going to happen from day to day or hour to hour, Gary Kaufman at Star of the West. Gary, what are the markets doing to us today?
Well, a lot of red on the board again today, Terry, unfortunately. So, yeah, it's been a tough week in the grains, and the big headlines, are a combination of good South America weather, a quicker start to the tariffs, bearish USDA numbers, massive flood liquidation, sent the grains lower, kind of pretty much towards the end of the last part of the last couple of days here, Terry. So,
yeah, and again, the story stays the same. All those underlying factors.
Well, ideally, want out better weather condition in South America, Argentina getting some rain. Crop progress going along very well there too. So everything we look at is just giving us bearish news. So. But we had a nice little rally here, middle of the month here, early last week. So a lot of producers took advantage of some pretty decent pricing to get stuff done because, since last Friday's close, Terry, we're down 45 on wheat, 37 on corn, and 27 on beans this week. So it's been a dismal week for pricing for sure this week.
Boy, I guess so. I had the chance, Gary, to take a look at some of the real long range forecasts to take us through the summer and into the fall. I think here in Michigan, by the looks of things, we're going to come out at least at or above normal when it comes to our temperatures, and a pretty good chance of getting respectable rain, not a lot of rain, but it doesn't look as though it's going to be as drought-like like it could be. But you don't have to go too far west of Michigan. As a matter of fact, the west side of the state, and then there all the way back, the probability of precipitation is not good. Not good at all for the entire summer.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see for sure. And that ag form outlook estimated the acreage here for the the U.S. here. I think it was yesterday or day before, but they were expecting corn acres up, bean acres down. But the spring will dictate some of those acres too, depending on how planting conditions are as we get ready to roll in the spring for sure. So
yeah, for sure. So right now on the board, what do you have, Gary?
Yeah, Terry, right now, let's call cash wheat down 534 on the white, 459 on the red. New crop also down 4 at 573 on the white, 488 on the red. Cash corn down 11, 395. New crop is down 6 at 391. Cash soybeans currently down 11 at 936. And new crop, let's call it down 12, Terry, at 950.
You have a good weekend, Gary.
I will. You do the same. Thanks, Terry.
And we'll have a fresh week and a fresh month next week, okay?
That we will. Exactly.
We'll take it. Take care. Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. A little bit more in depth. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining us right now. The Market Report brought to you by Schaefer and Beerline. Hey, remember, everybody qualifies for the employee price discount on all new in-stock 2024 Ram heavy-duty trucks at Schaefer and Beerline. They're a business-linked dealer. They know what customer satisfaction truly is. That's why you should be going right now and take advantage of that employee price discount at Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth, where family and service sells cars. And by Thumb Bank, making agricultural loans since 1895. They can help you stay up to date on industry trends and the trends of your operation, and hopefully help you secure a good bottom line. That's what it's all about. They've got locations all across the Great Lakes Bay Area and the Thumb. Thumb Bank and Trust, where relationships are built on trust, equal opportunity lender, and member FDIC. Doug Klein, good morning.
Morning.
Well, we just got done getting the bloodbath in Chicago there as far as the grains go. Good Lord. Good Lord. And the other markets are having a interesting day too, aren't they?
Well, yeah, energies are down the same, and precious metals down the same. The stock market's coming back a bit, but I don't know, use that well-weathered phrase of a dead cat bounce. I don't know. It's been a rough week in stocks. S&P is barely positive for the year now. The Nasdaq's actually down 1.5% for the year. The Dow is still up, but they got a lot of banks, and the banks have been doing well. Mosaic hit a new low today. That's the big fertilizer company. That got down to 23.05 today, bounced back to 24. But again, I don't know if I trust that kind of rally. Kohl's, they hit a new low today, and one other guy, First Solar, they hit another new low today. So you can see the government's subsidy effect on that arena, and then perception for investors going, I don't think so, at least not for the near term. So AT&T hit a new high, Detroit Edison hit a new high, and Gilead Pharmaceuticals hit a new high. So that's one healthcare stock that's doing okay after years and years of not being so great. So here's your numbers. The March corn is 455, down 9 3/4. September corn 452 1/4, down 7 1/2. The March soybeans 1013 1/4, down 9 1/2. September soybeans 1026 3/4, down 10 3/4. The March wheat is 545 3/4, down a penny, and September wheat 588 1/4, down 3 3/4. The crude oil is 69.65, down 70 cents. Heating oil is 231.64, down 3.2 cents. Gasoline is 197.44, down 2.2 cents. Natural gas is 392.3, that's down 6.1 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, US dollar buys $1.4432 Canadian, that's down by 6 ticks. The dollar buys 150.55 yen, that's up by 79 ticks. The euro's at 103.97, that's flat even on the day. And the dollar's at 107.29, that's up by 5 ticks. Gold is at 28.6220, down 34.40 an ounce. Silver's 31.52, down 42.7 cents. Platinum's $939.70, down $18 an ounce. And copper's at $454.40, down 7.5 cents.
All righty. Like I told Gary Kaufman, okay, today's the last day. New month next Monday.
Yeah, and it's payday today, so there's money going into the stock market, with your 401ks and stuff like that today. Yeah. So that's a thing. And it's the last day of the month, and so there's a lot of churning going on in the, in the auto trading of the mutual funds and things like that. So it's a hard day to gauge. Well, no more Monday.
I guess so. Have a good one, Doug.
Yep, you too.
Thank you so much. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. If you own farm property or hunting property in eastern Michigan in the Thumb, and you're looking at putting out to market, well, there are a couple names that you should know: Whitetail Properties and land specialist Michael Turner. Visit them at whitetailproperties.com and search Michael Turner under agents. That's whitetailproperties.com. We say good morning to Kim Weiss over at Lingle Equipment. And Kim, there's a lot of work to be done here. We probably should be talking to you these days.
That's right, Terry. And we just now changed over our showroom and brought in something that you're going to need down the road, and that is zero-turn lawnmowers. We brought some in that are priced right. They're marketed right. They came in last fall too late to do anything with last year, so now we're bringing them out at a discounted price. Just like the stock markets and everything, a new month, the prices are going up March 1st on everything across the board. These here do not go up. These are what they were last fall. They're ready to go right here, and I've got everything from 42-inch deck all the way up to 60-inch deck. So come on in and see them. Take a look at them. You don't have to take delivery right away. We can hold it till you actually need it. But come on in and see me. Let's sit it down and put it on paper. Right here alongside I-75, just south of Zilwaukee Bridge. Or send me a phone call or call me on the phone at 989-754-7801. And I'll get you the information. Or send me an email at k.weiss@lingle1.com. And I'll get you the information back. Let's talk about it. You're going to need it this spring. come on in and see me.
All righty. Good advice. Yeah, you should have some pretty good prices on those right now.
Yes, we do.
Excellent. Kim, have a nice weekend.
You too.
Go
And
green.
let's go Tigers.
Yep.
We lost a good one yesterday. I don't know. Hoping that he doesn't have to have Tommy John surgery, but one of the third basemen there doesn't sound good. So let's hope he doesn't have to have that.
Well, it's good we got spring training because they're pretty deep in a lot of
Yeah.
those areas right now. They've got some young guys that want to play ball.
Yep.
So terrific. All right. Kim, thank you so much. We'll talk to you
Yep, take
again.
care.
Kim Weiss, Lingle Equipment. On the line with me right now, speaking of spring, getting things going here, we've got Chuck Cervinsky over at Maple Hill Nursery. Chuck, good morning.
Hey, good morning. On kind of a cloudy Friday, but we're getting rid of that snow.
Yeah, I guess so. Boy, in a big way. We're talking 50 degrees and 40-mile-an-hour winds. They'll knock the piles down pretty quick.
Yeah, it's going to get people thinking about spring and bare root planting. People are going to start thinking about in the next few weeks. And bare root planting, a lot of people plant pine seedlings and fruit trees, pretty popular items. And bare root items are planted earlier than container grown plants as they're still dormant. And bare root plants are going to wake up naturally with the oncoming spring temperatures. They'll acclimate to your soil type and growing environment. And they're really not jeopardized by any excess organic media that might be left on the root ball before planting, as in planting in the spring and the fall. And it's best to plant your bare root items as soon as possible to prevent the roots from drying out. You're also going to want to use a real good soil when you plant. And we recommend the tree and shrub mix from Morgan Composting, the folks that make dairy dew. It does have some dairy dew in it and a lot of necessary nutrients to produce good root growth and vibrant foliage later on for the plant. And it also has got triple ground bark, which is going to help with the moisture retention. And you're going to want to mix equal parts of the tree and shrub with the soil you dig out for the hole for your new plant and backfill that plant with that mix. You can top dress around the base of your new plant with a little bit more of the tree and shrub and water it in, but it really does a nice job.
I'm just kind of curious, is then a good time to put some mulch around it or to kind of let things settle first?
You kind of want to let things settle a little bit and then go ahead and put a little bit of mulch on it later.
All right. So for more information, they can get a hold of you. How do they do that, Chuck?
You can get a hold of us here at the store, 989-835-4708, or you can visit our website, www.maplehillmidland.com, and then also our Facebook page for tips.
Fantastic. You have a nice weekend, Chuck.
Yep, you too. We'll talk to you next week.
Talk to you next week. Chuck Cervinsky over at Maple Hill Nursery. Coming up, who do we have, Matthew?
Up next, we have Stephanie Zelenko with AgroLiquid.
Farm Service is brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain, your Dairyland seed dealer. They do carry that full line of corn and Enlist soybean seed. Proven weed control designed to get you a better harvest. Remember, Justin Varner, he's the guy you should be talking to. Dairyland Seed. They've got seed with your name on it from your friends at Freeland Bean and Grain since 1983. Where serving you is their business. Stephanie Zelenko, good morning to you. 50 degrees coming up today. Pretty sweet, huh?
It is. It's beginning to feel like spring outside.
Yeah, and then comes the weekend and 25 degrees and a wind chill of 40, you know?
Yes, reality sits in. I keep reminding people that, we get a couple of springs before the real official one that takes hold here for us. So it's a good opportunity to start thinking about spring, but probably not get too antsy to get out in the field.
How's everything looking right now, Stephanie?
Everything, there's still a lot of frost. And so, it's hard to tell, but once that frost leaves, then we'll see how that drainage goes. I think wheat crop is looking pretty good. It's still pretty dormant across the fields that I've taken a look at driving around. But once we get rid of that frost, we'll know where our drainage issues might be and be able to proceed, what our spring plan.
With the snow cover that we did have, it went away really fast, and I'm not seeing much water laying anywhere, and I'm not seeing a lot of water in the ditches right now.
I am not. And I think that frost is maybe playing a part to that once we get that frost gone, we'll start seeing a little bit more water movement, along in those ditches.
Yeah. And at this stage of the game, again, patience is a virtue, right?
It is. Yep. And we were dry, so we'll take any moisture that we got here during the winter that will help us throughout this coming growing season.
You have a nice weekend, Stephanie.
You too.
Will do. Stephanie Zelenko at AgriLiquid. We'll be right back.
I'm Steve Cook from Cook Chevrolet Ambassador, where you have a choice to make. You can lease a 2025 Equinox for $301 a month, or for just $2 more, a Chevy Blazer, also a 2025, for $303 a month. Basically, they're almost the same great payment. The Blazer is bigger, and it's still the same vehicle that you come to know and love, but the 2025 Equinox has been totally redesigned and updated with lots of new safety and other features. The Blazer has been a popular and hot seller ever since its sharp design, but now that the Equinox has been totally redesigned with lots of new safety and other features, it's turning heads. So you've got your choice. If you're needing a little more room, the Blazer starts at $303 a month. Loyal Equinox owners will love the new styling starting at just $301. Make the comparison today. Cook Chevrolet M15 Top of the Hill Ambassador.
Payments based on GM employee and family lease. 10,000 miles per year, 2,000 cash down plus tax. Call or visit us on the web at cookchevysuperstore.com. Chevy, together, let's drive.
Farm Service been brought to you today by the folks at High Fidelity Genetics, non-GMO seed corn and soybeans that qualify for organic production, and they are high quality and high yielding seed. HighFidelityGenetics.com to find out more, or 515-434-7333. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude with the playing of our national anthem, brought to you by the folks at Euclid Avenue Coin in Bay City.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton,